All right, grab your detective hats because today we're dissecting the anatomy of a rumor. Welcome to The Explainer. We're breaking down the absolute latest Bollywood buzz that has literally hijacked the entertainment news cycle. We want to figure out exactly how a celebrity pairing goes from just a quiet little whisper to front page news. Let's get right into it. So just when you thought the rumor mill had finally run out of steam for the week, bam, a brand new pairing pops up to steal the spotlight. So we've got to ask the big question right off the bat. Who exactly is setting tongues wagging? Who are these two rising industry names smack dab in the middle of our rumor file today? Well, we're talking about two people who have been steadily and super successfully climbing the industry ladder on their own terms. Okay, here's the big reveal. The subjects of our explainer today are none other than Varun Sood and Sonia Rothi. Now, according to an exclusive report from Filmfare, these two are being heavily linked romantically. The core of this report, sources are claiming the duo has been really, quote-unquote, enjoying each other's company lately. Look, we all know that's classic PR code, right? But in the fast-paced world of entertainment, it can actually mean a lot of different things. So we really need to look closer at what's actually backing this up. Section 1. Examining the evidence. Let's look at the clues. Now, what's really interesting here is the incredibly definitive language being used by a close insider. Filmfare quoted a source close to the duo, saying, "The two look absolutely head over heels for each other." I mean, wow, we aren't just seeing those safe phrases like they're getting to know each other or they're just good friends. Head over heels is explicitly romantic language. When insiders start dropping terms with that much emotional weight, it usually means the dynamic is undeniably affectionate to the people in their inner circle. And, it's not just isolated quotes either. There's a really tangible pattern of behavior backing this whole thing up. The chatter hasn't died down because the sightings are just so remarkably consistent. Check this out. First, we've got casual sports outings. Next up, coordinated party appearances. And most notably, regular group paddleball games. This consistency is absolutely key. We're not talking about a one-off dinner caught by the paparazzi. This is a sustained integration of their day-to-day schedules and social lives. Now, this illustrates exactly why those paddleball games are such a big deal. Look at the specific friend group they're playing with: Angabidi, Neha Dupia, and Harman Singha. These aren't just random acquaintances, right? When we analyze rumors, the company people keep provides massive context clues. So these specific names add some serious weight to the rumors, and I'll explain exactly why in just a second. We like to call this the established couple effect. Hanging out regularly with an established, married couple like Angad and Neha, that acts as absolute fuel to the fire for these rumors. Why? Well, because to observers, this doesn't just look like a casual group of friends messing around on a court. It starts to look suspiciously like a double date, and we all know how those completely change a group dynamic. People naturally read into this setup and assume things between Varun and Sonia are much further along and way more serious than either of them is letting on. Section 2, current career highs. Okay, let's pivot and dive into the professional context here. So if things are actually getting serious, you're probably wondering why the absolute silence. Well, when we compare their successful parallel trajectories side by side, a pretty clear strategy for that silence emerges. On one side, you have Varun, who is in this critical phase of transitioning from reality television to scripted acting. On the other side, there's Sonia, who is busy showcasing some incredible range in new genre-bending roles. Both of them are at pivotal, high-stakes moments in their professional lives where they clearly want the focus to be entirely on their craft, not who they're dating. Let's actually break that down a bit further, starting with Varun. His recent slate includes some pretty prominent projects like Call Me Bae and Karma Calling. These aren't just, basic credits on a resume. These are these specific vehicles that have successfully helped him shed that old reality star tag. He's worked incredibly hard to establish himself as a serious performer in the scripted space, and pulling off that kind of brand transition requires intense focus and honestly super careful media management. Meanwhile, Sonia has her own massive rising momentum going on. She's been riding the wave of Kopka P, which was a horror comedy outing that really let her showcase a completely different side of her acting range. And up next, reportedly on her slate, is the bilingual project Bye Bye. She's making these incredibly diverse, strategic choices to build a much broader audience. With this current wave of success, her team definitely wants her headlines to be solely about her versatility as a leading lady, not her personal life. Which brings us right back to the present reality of their relationship status. Despite the obvious connection, the consistent sightings, and those highly romantic quotes from insiders, we have to note this very clearly. Neither Varun nor Sonia has officially confirmed
anything. No statements whatsoever. The silence is kind of deafening, honestly. But given the career context we literally just mapped out, it's also completely understandable.
Section 3. Real deal or speculation? Let's figure out what's really going on. So the crucial point really comes down to this. Based on everything we've looked at in this explainer today, I want you to consider something. Are we, the public and the media, reading way too much into a strictly platonic, sporty dynamic? Or are we actually witnessing the quiet early stages of B-Town's next major power couple? It's a real puzzle, right? It leaves us with this final thought to chew on. When careers are soaring as high as Varun and Sonia's are right now, the line between casual paddleball partners and a carefully guarded private romance is blurrier than ever. The evidence of a connection is absolutely there for sure, but their sheer commitment to their soaring careers means we likely won't get a real confirmation until they are good and ready. It perfectly illustrates just how elusive and fascinating celebrity relationships are today. So, what do you think? Are we watching an absolute masterclass in PR deflection, or is a genuine modern romance quietly unfolding on the paddleball court? I'll let you let that simmer.